What's going on, everyone? So, reports came out per Mark Stein that the Toronto Raptors are expected to trade Bruce Brown. And of course, the Lakers are heavily in the hunt. The Lakers are a team that is very likely to land Bruce Brown compared to most of these other teams. It kind of goes into like how many teams need a guard, how many teams need that point of attack guard, especially like these contending teams. Also, he's on an expiring contract, so he can kind of dictate where he wants to go, right? Like if, a team like Detroit or something like that wants Bruce Brown, if he doesn't want to go there and he wants to go to a destination like the Lakers, who we know he wanted to go to the Lakers, he was expected to sign in place of Gabe Vincent for that mid-level exception, but then the Indiana Pacers came in and were like, hey, we'll double that money, and gave him $22 million, which, as much as I wanted him on the Lakers, and I still want him on the Lakers, can't be mad at the guy, right? Like, go get your bag, get an extra $11 million out of it, right? Like, what do you say at that point? So I fully expect that to be something that continues to kind of ramp up between now and the trade deadline, may even get done at some point. Not saying that for sure that they're going to go get Bruce Brown. I'm just saying the news and speculation I can see really starting to ramp up as we inch closer. We're about, 3 weeks from the trade deadline at this point, so especially that last week is probably going to be crazy. However, the Lakers need a player like Bruce Brown. And to me, Bruce Brown, so you have kind of these three guys that are constantly being linked, and Lonzo Ball, right, Malcolm Brogdon, and then Bruce Brown, because those are three versatile, athletic, point of attack guards that can defend multiple positions, play multiple positions, do multiple things on the basketball court, right? Like, now, I've said, perfect world, right? Like, let's say Lonzo was healthy. Let's say Lonzo was pre-Chicago Bulls injury Lonzo. He would by far and away be the best option, right? He'd be the guy that I'd trade a first for, whatever you got to do, get it done, right? Because him alone, that version, not this current version, but that version of Lonzo alone might make us a contender. I mean, you're talking about a guy that was shooting 45% from three-point range, one of the best point guard or guard defenders in the league, right? You're talking about a guy that has athleticism, can apply rim pressure, can make plays, right? Can initiate the offense. Him and LeBron James had a great relationship, but the problem is we don't know if he could be that or a version of that. And can he stay healthy, and can he play the minutes necessary to really have that impact for the Lakers? Same thing with the Malcolm Brogdon, right? Malcolm Brogdon, I think, again, arguably is probably the second best option behind Lonzo Ball. 40% three-point shooter, big, physical, sizable guard that can defend, getting 1 through 3 on some cases, even the 4 spot, right? Give you that physicality, play on ball, play off ball, can initiate your offense, right? Would be beautiful slotted alongside a Austin Reeves. But again, the issue is, can he play more than 40 games? Can he play the minutes necessary in order to play? Bruce Brown, I know he's just coming back from injury. A lot of people look at that and go, oh, well, but Bruce Brown doesn't have the extensive injury history. Doesn't have like a year after year after year after year, or he's missed 2 years like in Lonzo's case, came back, right? Like he's a guy that, yes, he just came off surgery, but year in and year out, he's usually giving you 60 to 70 games a season. So you can count on him most likely finishing this year for you. Plus, he's a guy that has experience. He had his best season of his career alongside Jokic in Denver. That's not a coincidence, right? And he would be slotted alongside LeBron James and Anthony Davis. Now, I think that the Lakers need to really prioritize perimeter help. I've talked about this numerous times. A lot of Laker reports say that the Lakers are prioritizing perimeter depth. I also think after the signing of Trey Jamison, I think kind of signals that they might not make a move at the center position. I wouldn't be shocked, right? Like, it depends on what trades are made and who goes out, right? So, if you end up pulling off, let's say you pull off a trade and Jackson Hayes is included as salary filler, or, let's say you do that, and then say the next trade is like Christian Wood and he's included in salary filler, right? Let's say you bring in like 2 guys. Well, now you have no centers outside of Anthony Davis. So at that point, they might go trade for like a Day'Ron Sharpe and bring like a Jamison or a Koloko in, or they could still just bring in both, right? Like, that's always a possibility. But I do think that Jamison at least signals that the Lakers are probably prioritizing the perimeter help. which is, again, what they need. You look at the Lakers' issues and the Lakers' struggles, it all stems from the perimeter. They can't defend out on the perimeter. Teams are jacking up more threes against the Lakers than anyone else because they know even if we don't make it, at that point, it's a 50-50 ball. We just have to win a foot race or out jump, Gabe Vincent, Austin Reeves, and Rui Hachimura. We can do that, right? Like, that's the problem. If you can get that help out on the perimeter, if you can get a guy like a Bruce Brown, who even the other night just had seven rebounds, right? He's a good rebounder. You can chase him down. He can chase down those loose balls. He's 6'4" with a 6'9" wingspan. Got the size, he's got the length. He's also very good at defending bigger, right? Like a lot of guys, like Alex Caruso is an example. A lot of people really love Alex Caruso because of his ability to defend bigger. Yes, he's like, 6'5", but like he can defend a 6'8" guy. We've seen him do it, and we've seen him do it successfully because he knows how to properly position himself. He's got good hands, right? He can be physical. Bruce Brown gives you a lot of that. Is he the cure-all? No, right? But to me, it's like if you can bring in a Bruce Brown and then bring in like another key piece or two, which if it's a perimeter guy or a center, either or if you can bring in like two kind of, mid-tier guys, something like that, then now like collectively, I think that can change. Like Bruce Brown with Austin Reeves, Dorian Finney-Smith, LeBron James, and Anthony Davis gives you so much more balance in your starting unit, so much more points of attack defensively. You just be much better defensively. You can mask Austin Reeves better because Bruce Brown, Dorian Finney-Smith, we've seen that the ground that they can cover, right? Then you have Anthony Davis as the help defender, right? Like, so you have, or the rim protector and help defender, but, you have just a much better balance, right? Obviously, there's concerns about Bruce Brown and his lack of three-point shooting, right? Especially this season, he has had his struggles. But one, he just got back. He's only played 8 games so far. And I imagine he's probably going to have to get into a rhythm, have to get in a flow. And it's also very different, the type of looks he's getting in Toronto compared to the looks that he'll probably get alongside the Lakers, right? He's probably getting like wide open looks. That's why he had one of his better shooting seasons with Denver, because all these teams are so worried about Jokic and all these other guys that the last thing they're thinking about is Bruce Brown, and he was just getting open looks. So I'll go into his stats this season in a moment, but I want to show and highlight kind of the Denver stats because I do think the Denver stats are important. So you look at, again, when they won the chip 2022, 2023, he played for Denver 80 games, started in 31 of them. He averaged 28.5 minutes per game. He shot 48.3% from the field on 9.3 attempts. He shot 36% from three-point range on 3.2 attempts. He shot 54.8%, so basically 55% from two-point range. Shot 76% from the free throw line. Averaged 5 rebounds, 2.1 assists, 1.1 steals, a block, and 9 points per game. So he's basically a 9, 5, and 2 guy. And shot 36% from three-point range. In Denver, saw it alongside a guy like Jokic. Lakers have LeBron James and Anthony Davis, right? You look at all the other years, he was on bad teams. He's on Detroit, Brooklyn, Indiana, and Toronto, right? So the one time he was on a good team, like so many people I see that are like, Bruce Brown's not the same guy he was on Denver. Well, yeah, because he slotted alongside a bunch of bad players or young players that don't have the experience. Why did Bruce Brown have his best season on a championship contender? Because he is a glue guy. He is a piece guy. He is that guy. Alex Caruso, right? Like, why did the Lakers love him so much? Because he was that glue guy. He was that piece guy, right? Now, I'm not saying Bruce Brown is as good as Caruso or anything like that, but I'm saying, like, you need those guys, those hustle guys, dirty work guys, right? Like, Bruce Brown on the Lakers, slotted alongside LeBron James, Anthony Davis, Austin Reeves, and Dorian Finney-Smith is a lot different than him slotted in Toronto alongside, Emmanuel Quickley, R.J. Barrett, Jakob Poeltl. Like, it's not the same, right? So what's the one thing that we could take away from his Denver stint? He was on a team that was good and won a championship, and he was very good and helped and was a big factor in them winning a championship. That's not a coincidence. That's because he finally got to go to a good team, play a good role, and knew his role, played his role excellently. I mean, he completely just bodied the Lakers that series. A lot of it was D'Lo, but he's still he was a huge reason why they made the finals, ended up and was great in the NBA finals, right? Like, Lakers can use that. Lakers need a guy like a Bruce Brown. That's why I'm so high on Bruce Brown. People are looking at, but he was still really good in Indiana. He was still really good in Toronto, right? But he is, again, slaughtered alongside a bunch of just mediocre players compared to LeBron James and Anthony Davis, right? Like, so it's not even going to be in the same. In his role, he knows his role. He can play his role. I think his three-point shooting will go up, right? I think people will look at it and go, wow, like, okay, I'm glad we got Bruce Brown. Bruce Brown is one of those guys that you just count. I said the same stuff about Dorian Finney-Smith, right? Like, and people were like, oh, it's Dorian Finney-Smith. And now everyone's like, man, Dorian Finney-Smith, man, look at him. I'm so glad we got him because of the role he plays, how good he is, what he can do, how he impacts the game, things that don't show up in the box scores. Again, Bruce Brown is another one of those guys. Alex Caruso, I'm not saying who's better. Alex Caruso averages like 5 points, 3 rebounds, and 2 assists, and the guy's going to make $20 million a year next year, and every team in the league would trade a first for him right now. Why? Because of all the stuff he does and how he impacts the game beyond the box score. There's more to just scoring, right? And I get a lot of people will see Bruce Brown, but he's only averaging, 7 points, and it's like, well, that's fine. It's the same thing with Dorian Finney-Smith. He's only averaging 10 points, right? But it's about what he does on the basketball court beyond the scoring. You need to play both sides of the basketball. Bruce Brown allows you to play both sides of the basketball. But anyway, as always, this is a discussion. Pass a question on you. Let me know your thoughts and opinions down in the comments below. What do you think? How do you feel? What are your thoughts? Do you agree with me? Disagree with me? Kind of mixed in the middle? However you feel, whatever your thoughts are, love to hear it. So let me know down in the comments below. That being said, if you haven't liked this video, hit that like button. Helps me a lot. So we enjoy these types of videos. I truly appreciate it. Not subscribe channel, hit that subscribe button. Turn on the bell notifications. Appreciate y'all. See you in the next one. Thank you.